Hello and welcome to Bridging the Gap. I'm your host, Todd Johnson, and we're so glad you tuned in today. We have a very, very special guest with us today. I feel like a little kid because I'm so excited to have Randy Shine, who I can describe him as a magician, an illusionist, an escape artist, and all of that. But Randy, welcome to the program.
Welcome, thank you.
We're so glad to have you. But first of all, before we get into the fun part, tell us a little bit about your background. You didn't initially get into this field of work. You were doing something else?
Yes. Actually, I started off working in the public health field. And I was in graduate school and working full-time in the Department of Epidemiology and Biostatistics at University of Penn. And I was in graduate school in a PhD program at Drexel University simultaneously. And magic was always a hobby of mine. And one day I just got up and said, you know what, let me give myself 1 year to try magic full-time. And that 1 year ended up becoming my career now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting. So did your parents or did somebody ever say to you, all that money we wasted in grad school, now you want to?
Yeah, you get that. And because magic is something that I like to say, it's not sexy. If I said I wanted to be a musician, people could understand that. If I wanted to be an actor, but a magician, and people have this stereotype of a magician as a clown or someone who just performs for kids. But it's much broader than that, and I knew that going into it, and that's always a challenge, trying to describe to people what I do, and it doesn't fall within those stereotypes that people initially perceive a magician, how a magician is.
Now, did you go into it having a knowledge base of what it is you wanted to accomplish, or did you kind of go into it and say, well, I'll just give it a try. If it doesn't work out in a year's time, I'll go back to grad school?
It was a combination of both. I got into it and I said, you know what, let me see if I can make it as a magician. And at that time I was just performing, and as I started to perform, I started to see these other opportunities and these other genres of magic, and I said, let me develop a plan now.
Wow.
Let me develop a plan because I want to reach these other goals and these other things and perform in these different venues and see if it works out. And so then I was really strategic about how I would achieve those goals. And I always said, well, I have achieved every goal that I planned because people think what I do is just for fun, but that I like to say 10% of what I do is out there performing. The other 90% is the business aspect. And so that is the important part of being successful as an entertainer, any type of entertainer. You have to have that business savvy, a plan. And basically I'm an entrepreneur, that's an entertainer.
Now my question is, and then I'll let go, but I just wanted to ask you, how did being in your particular field, epidemiology, how did you translate those skill sets into what you're doing now? Was there some transference? Or?
Right. Well, yes. I worked for the Department of Epidemiology. And so I like to say the public health field, that's the field I was working in. The skill set in terms of what I was doing at the time was constantly interacting with people. But also I managed to, when I became a professional magician, I managed to use that, my skill set and my knowledge and my educational background, to obtain clients. And what I mean by that is that I've performed and spoke at different healthcare organizations, and just using magic as a backdrop, because I could talk their language,
right.
And I know the jargon and some of the issues, but magic is the backdrop. It's the thing that, okay, I'm gonna use magic as a metaphor to get across certain talking points and things like that. And so that's how I'm able to combine the two. And that's just one segment of, or one type of genre that I perform for, business clients and corporations and meetings and planning if they have a particular topic, particularly in the healthcare field, how I could use magic as a way of livening up that event, that presentation, or whatever like that.
Did you, would you have any advice for somebody who might be viewing this program and they're locked into any type of job or whatever, and they say, my passion was always to do, I want to be a chef, or they want to do something else. What is your advice to people who are like yourself, were locked into a job and decided, hey, you know, I'm going to throw caution to the wind and pursue my passion?
Right. I won't say throw caution to the wind, because if it's your passion, it's your calling. If it's your calling, you will be successful in doing it as long as you have a plan and you're very strategic about doing it. People have natural talents and they have a natural proclivity to do certain things. So often I found that people suppress or deny those things because other issues or other things. For example, they're like, well, I would love to do this, but it doesn't pay enough money. I would love to do this, but I'm married. I would love to do this, but I have kids. There's always an excuse not to do something.
Right.
But if you're passionate about it and you have the skill set and you're good at it, you will be successful. The money will come. The time will come in order to do that and still take care of your family. Magic, for me, has literally taken me around the world. Me and a couple of magicians, we always joke and say, just with a deck of cards, we literally traveled around the world.
Where are some of the places you have visited?
South Africa, Korea, Guam, Colombia, Honduras, Belize, the UK, Japan.
Wow.
So Iceland even.
Okay.
Yeah, so just by performing magic.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, do you have like a stage name? Like, you know, you hear some people who they use a stage name, or do you use your name?
I use my name. The pronunciation of my name is the same, but the spelling is a variation of my name. I spell my name R-A-N''D. That's my stage spelling of my name.
Okay.
Randy, but my name is Randy. So yeah.
But Randy, I knew you from way back when.
Yeah.
And to see you now as a performer is just, I'm amazed, man. And I talk to people who have seen you perform, and they talk about you with such excitement. Do you know, or did you know early on that you had something that the audience could really feel?
Do you mean earlier in my career or just early on in general?
Early in your career, did you know you had something special?
You know what? I thought I had something special, and because when people think of a magician, they don't think of someone like me. And what I mean by that, they don't think of an African-American magician. The stereotype or the image of a magician is top hat, rabbit, Caucasian man. And so I knew I had something special that made me stand out, not just because I'm African-American, but it's just taking the aesthetics of being an African-American culture, and infusing that into my performance. That's what makes me stand out. That's what makes me unique in terms of how I perform.
Wow. Well, some of your performance, I guess later on in the show you'll do some things for us, and we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But just as a little prelude, I know you can't give away any of your secrets.
Right.
But when we see magic tricks, is it true that the hand is quicker than the eye? Is that the part of the illusion, or how are you able to do it in such a fluid motion that people are sort of like taken back?
See, that is the biggest myth, that the hand is quicker than the eye. Biologically and physically, it's impossible for the hand to move quicker than the eye. What it's all about is we have little tricks and tools that we use, and those tricks and tools are not necessarily apparatus. It's psychological tricks that we use in order to accomplish what we do.
Wow.
And so you may think that the hand is quicker than the eye, but no, it's not. We have ways of creating an illusion based on principles that any psychologist would know, any physicist would know, and other disciplines. We just took those things and we create what we do. A lot of things, particularly card magic, a lot of the techniques and skills that we use came from card cheats.
Okay.
Like that.
All right. People who cheat at cards.
Yes.
Okay.
And we don't use them for devious purposes,
Right.
but we use them for entertaining purposes.
Right.
And then we just figured out a way, hey, this will be a great way to make a card disappear. Okay, something like that.
Okay, because I was telling my sister that you were going to be on the show today, and she wanted to know if you could perform a big magic trick. And I said, what is that? She said, can he make you disappear? I said, I don't know if he can do that. But she wanted to inquire about that.
And I see, I could, but that will be illegal in this city of Philadelphia. It really would.
Okay, well, I'll let her know when she.
Tell her to talk to the right person in South Philly. They can make you disappear.
Yeah, right, yeah. Whose last name ends with a vowel. Right? Yeah.
Right.
But no, again, I'm excited because I know the second half of the show we're going to watch you do some things. And so I want our audience to stay tuned and to really, if you're sitting at home, move closer to the TV because you're going to see a few things that you've never seen before. So stay around and don't you go anywhere. And we'll be back very, very shortly. Don't you touch that remote. We'll be back very, very soon. And Randy is going to amaze you with some of his skills.
The preparation, the training, it all comes down to this.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
We have a job to do out here today.
Some people think it's about muscle, but it's really about heart. A lot of heart.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong. Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
Is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The action team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
You always made sure I brushed my teeth.
You told me that smart was cool.
You always told me to dream big.
To all of those parents who took the time to make raising their children their most important job, we'd like to say,
thank you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thanks, Mom and Dad.
This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Training is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best. A team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe, because our nation expects more.
If you expect more, maybe you were born ready. Find out at gocoastguard.com.
Hello and welcome back to Bridging the Gap. I'm your host, Todd Johnson, and we have Professor Randy Shine with us, I want to say, a professor of illusion, right?
If you want to call me a professor, I'm not, but...
Randy, I promised our audience, and now we're going to do some delivery services.
Okay.
We're going to do some performance stuff for us. But
Okay.
before you do that, could you explain to us the whole performance skill that it takes to be able to pull off what you do? Is there a certain skill set one would have to have?
Yeah, there's a certain skill set. The skill set is a learned skill set. It's something that doesn't come to you naturally, although some people master it faster than others. And it takes years, years to really master what I do or any other magician does.
That was my next question. Is there a school somebody can go to it?
Ironically, there is one school where you could go and learn magic, and it's in South Africa.
Wow.
It's called the College of Magic, and it's not a college as we think of colleges here in the United States. It's more of a nonprofit organization where it serves basically children and teenagers, where they go and they learn a lot, not just magic tricks. They learn about video production, how to film, how to shoot magic shows. They learn about lighting, design, set design, and things like that. It's a real comprehensive institution where individuals or children and teenagers go, and they do offer courses for adults too.
Wow.
It's a phenomenal place. I had the opportunity to visit there several times and guest lecture there. It's a great place to go. Other than that, the best thing that I could recommend, the best way someone can learn how to become a magician or learn about magic, I would say join one of the local clubs, the Society of American Magicians or the International Brotherhood of Magicians. They have different chapters in basically every city across the nation and throughout the world. And you join a club, and right there you have other magicians, seasoned magicians, where you can learn, you can be mentored about the different genres of magic. There's not just one thing in magic. There's different genres: close-up, stage, manipulation, and subgenres. Like within close-up magic, you have card magic, you have coin magic, and so yeah.
Okay, great. Now, if someone wanted to get in touch with you or know where you're going to be performing next, how would they get your contact information?
The best thing I would say is go to my website, which is www.randyshine.com. That's spelled RANDYSHINE.com. Randy Shine, one word. You can look around, you can see some videos of me performing when I'm doing my college tours. You can see my schedule, so you'll know if I'm in your town, in your city performing. And if I'm here locally performing, I have a couple local shows coming up. And you can check out my schedule and come on down and check me out and see what I'm doing. And if you just want to hire me for a private event that you may be throwing, whether it's a corporate event or you say, hey, I'm having a little get together and I would like to have a magician here. My contact information is there, info@randyshine.com, or you could call me at 267-303-9004. But all that information is on the website. So I would say just go to the website, www.randyshine.com, and you can find out all that information, my schedule, how to contact me.
Okay, well, tell us about this first piece of performance.
The first piece, that's the first piece. Let's try this. One of my favorite genres of magic right here. And Todd, I want you to, here, take a look at that.
Okay.
And you know what that is, right?
50-cent piece.
A 50-cent piece, yes. And I want you to just take a look at it, examine it, make sure it's legit. It's funny that when I pull that out or show that to individuals, particularly younger people under the age of 30, they say that's a big quarter, you know.
Right.
50-cent pieces are rare, but they're not that rare. But here's the interesting thing about a 50-cent piece right here. You're going to do this, sleeves up. Now you know it's impossible to place a coin in your hand, and you can compress it down to a small piece of dust right there.
Wow.
And it's completely vanished. If I just touch my middle finger and my thumb together and compress and toss back and forth, it will expand back to its original size right here. Okay.
Wow.
We'll do this again. Todd, can you hold your hands out like this for a second? And I want to place this right here, okay? In slow motion here, you know, you're getting the backstage view, and the audience is getting the front stage view. If you watch there, that coin completely turns into a small piece of dust that's right there. And it just landed in your hand. Yeah, right here, inside there.
Oh. Wow. If you could make my bills disappear like that, God. Wow, that is truly, our audience could not be more entertaining. That was amazing.
Right.
I don't know how you did that, but that was.
Now, have you heard of computer hackers?
Yes.
Okay, and what they do is they get some type of information, and whether it's your password or social security number, and they're able to hack into your computer and get more information, or they're able to hack into your bank account.
Right.
What we're going to do is hacking, but not that type of hacking, mind hacking.
Okay.
And mind hacking is a little psychological thing. Using covert methods, I'm able to, I'm going to attempt to hack your mind.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this book right here, I was just reading it on a plane when I travel, and I want you just to flip through the pages. And open up to any page.
Okay.
And just read the top couple lines. You can read it out loud or you can read it silently to yourself.
You're assuming I can read, okay. His receptionist gave him the once over. On most days, she was rather fond of her best look.
Good, good, good. You don't have to read the whole sentence. Turn to another page. And read that.
First stop after dinner was the hotel. There were a couple people he needed to check up on.
Okay, great. Another page. There's a reason for this.
Hey, Roy, it's Miller time. Let's get a beer.
Okay, good, good enough. The reason why I wanted you to look at several pages is to make sure that the same thing is not written on any pages. I just picked that book up from Walgreens, but we have some skeptics.
Okay.
Now, so this is where the mind hacking begins. Can I pass me the book?
Sure.
And this is what's going to happen. I'll take off my glasses so you don't think that there's a mirror or two-way thing. I'm going to run my finger down the side, and you're going to say stop at any point.
Okay, stop.
Right here. Take a look at the first word. You
Right, yes.
You know what it is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Mind hacking is quite simple. And all I have to do is just look you in your eye. Take a deep breath. Let it out. And blink. And in that instance, I was able to hack your mind through all these other thoughts that were going through your mind and just zero in on that one piece of information. That one piece of information that I was zeroing in on was the word that you were thinking of. Okay? Would I be correct if the word you were thinking of was black?
Yes, it was.
Okay, good, good,
Oh,
good.
my
But
goodness.
I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, Randy, you touched the book. You've flipped through the pages. You could have peeked out the side of your eye. Todd, you take the book.
Okay.
And I want you to hold it up high so I cannot see. And I want you to open up to any page, but do not tell me the page.
Okay.
Okay? Now, I want you to scan on that page, whether it's on the left side or the right side. Doesn't make a difference, okay?
Okay.
And I want you to think of a big word, not six or more letters. And the reason why is because most common words are 5 letters or less.
Okay.
Okay, so think of a big word on that page.
Got it.
You have one.
Yes.
You know what it is.
Yes, I do.
6 or more letters. It's a long word. Nice, long, juicy word. You got one?
Yep.
Shut the book. This time, I want you to rub your fingers together. Touch here. Take a deep breath. Now touch my fingers. And in that gesture, we just transferred that thought. What was the first letter of the word you were thinking of?
A.
I knew that. I did know that. And I'll prove it to you. Only if I'm correct. I want you to give me a high five if the word you were thinking of was apartment.
Yes, it was.
There you go.
Wow.
And see, that's mind hacking, just little techniques like that.
Okay. Wow. That's. I can put the book down now?
Yeah, you can if you want.
That
You
was,
can turn.
that was amazing. That was truly amazing. And hacking my mind is.
Now, be honest. This wasn't something that we.
No, this wasn't
pre-planned.
staged. This was not rehearsed.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
So you're able to do the mind game and the
Yes,
illusion.
and that's just a different genre of magic, you know, when you deal with, we call it mentalism, mind reading, where we read people's thoughts, we tell things about people that they keep secret to themselves and everything like that. And
Well,
that's kind of scary.
oh yes, it is. If you tell my secrets,
Nah, they're safe with me. They're
Okay,
safe with
all right,
me.
yeah, because I was going to say you'll be wearing cement shoes. You know? But no, that is truly. I am spellbound that you were able to do that. And I don't know how you did it, but that was truly amazing.
Right.
I'm spellbound. But now that type of transference and to read somebody's mind and hack into their mind, that certainly has to be a skill set that's developed over time.
Yeah.
Right.
It's one of the most difficult genres of magic to perform well. It really is. It
Wow.
really is. Not that the other ones are easy, But this type of magic relies on techniques and methods and psychology that is not used in other genres of magic.
Okay, that was truly. I know my audience is like, how come he's not saying anything? Because I'm almost speechless, and that's hard for me to be speechless. But that was very.
And that tends to be the case when I'm performing mentalism and doing mind reading, because emotions are different. You do one trick, people are like, they gasp. You do another trick, and people are clapping and running away. But when you do some things like this, it's just like breathtaking, and
it is.
Your mind is like,
how did that happen?
You just freeze there for a minute, a brain freeze, trying to comprehend and try to wrap your head around all of that.
That is amazing, absolutely amazing. Randy, I want to thank you. This was this is one of those shows where I will walk off the set not being able to even say anything, because that was great.
Thank you.
Again, www.randyshine.com. www.
Yes.
Right. randyshine.com if you want to get in touch with him. He is truly an amazing magician. So again, thank you those who have tuned in. This is a great show. When one's on the right, another's on the left. When we reach towards the middle, we begin to bridge the gap. Until next time, love somebody and be nice to everybody. Bye for now.